now at 11, we continue bringing you facts and the newest information about the coronavirus outbreak. The three big headlines tonight. First, the death toll in Florida is now 4 after the death of a 77-year-old Lee County man. Also, there are 2 new cases of COVID-19 in Duval County, bringing the total to 3 locally. And in Georgia, the March 24th Democratic presidential primary has been postponed 8 weeks. The Democratic primary in the Peach State will now take place May 19th. Meanwhile, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says the state's primary election is still scheduled for this coming Tuesday, March 17th. While speaking in Tallahassee today, Governor DeSantis also announced the expansion of testing to private sector providers. The driver's license renewal requirements and some weight restrictions for trucks are on hiatus, the latter to ease transportation of supplies and services to Florida. The governor reminded that only a small portion of the population is at risk of death from coronavirus. Here locally, Duval and Clay counties have declared local states of emergency, and so have Atlantic, Neptune, and Jacksonville Beach's mayors. Also today, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp declared a public health state of emergency. So here is an updated map showing confirmed cases of coronavirus in our area. They are Alachua, Camden, Clay, Duval, St. Johns, and Nassau counties. The 2 new local cases are in addition to 77 in Florida already announced by the Department of Health. Again, there have been 4 deaths. Now in Georgia, there are 66 cases and 1 death. In Clay County, a patient who tested positive is being treated at Orange Park Medical Center, and in Duval, an 83-year-old man is being treated at Memorial Hospital. On your sides, Kaylee Tracy joins us live from Memorial Hospital tonight. Kaylee?
Jeff, the man being treated here at Memorial Hospital was the first confirmed case that we heard of coronavirus here in Duval. We heard about that from the state health department Thursday night. That was confirmed. Mayor Lenny Curry said the health department did not tell him about that first case, and he heard about it through the news. Tonight, though, he tweeted about the 2 newest cases here in Duval and says he's been talking with the Duval Department of Health, but doesn't have any specific information about these 2 new cases in Jacksonville. Now, over in Clay County, the spokesperson at Orange Park Medical Center says the health department there told the staff this week that the patient there tested positive. That patient was in isolation at that time, and staff started screening visitors and patients at the hospital's entrances last week. Supplies like masks are now at those entrances, precautions being taken before potential patients with symptoms even step foot into the hospital. The spokesperson also says visitor restrictions are in place, like 2 visitors per patient, and no children under 12 years old can visit. And now, as you said, Jeff, Neptune Beach, Atlantic Beach, and Jacksonville Beach's mayors followed Jacksonville Mayor Lenny Curry's lead yesterday. They did earlier today, declaring states of emergencies in beach cities. And this means that all events in city facilities in the beach towns and Jacksonville are suspended until further notice.
I want to talk just a few minutes about why we're doing this and the importance of social distancing, the importance of washing your hands, the importance of not touching your face. It's called flattening the curve. And in places that don't do these types of things, you can Google this or look this up. You see the COVID-19 spike like this. What that does is that stresses healthcare providers, that stresses hospitals.
The beaches will remain open, and I do want to note that Mayor Lenny Curry also said tonight in a tweet that he has been again speaking with the health department here in Duval, and it told him that they expect more people to test positive, more positive cases of coronavirus in the next 24 hours. We'll be sure to keep you updated, of course, on air and online. And right now online, you can find a full list of cancellations and closures up and down the First Coast because of COVID-19. For now, reporting live, Kaylee Tracy, First Coast News on your side.